good shot. Oh my!
Here to celebrate Georgetown! The Georgetown Raiders are Buckland Cup champions!
The Trenton Golden Hawks, the R. Hewitt Cup champions, are going to Coburn.
Back to Minerva. Shot scores! And the Coburn Cougars are the Royal Bank Cup champions!
Hockey fans around 16 Mile Creek have waited 9 years to hear it. Your Oakville Blades, OJHL Buckland Cup champions.
Well, hometown hockey comes to Georgetown, and the fans were out in full force all weekend for the festivities. More all about that coming up on the show. This is the OJ Today. Welcome, everybody. I'm Alex Bastiavansky. This week, we've got a feature story on the North York Rangers, rebuilding this year after what was really an incredible 2018-19 campaign, but still looking competitive thus far. Also, we'll have more on the launch of Rogers Hometown Hockey in Georgetown. But first, let's get to the actual game that took place there on Saturday night with a festive atmosphere inside as well as outside of the rink. The Raiders hosted the Markham Royals. 1,000 fans jammed Alcott to take in the fun, and they definitely got their money's worth. OJ Highlights now brought to you by BioSteel. BioSteel, the official isotonic beverage of the OJHL. Yeah, it was a festive atmosphere in Georgetown on Saturday night. Hometown hockey co-host Tara Sloan on hand to drop the puck for the ceremonial opening face-off. 1,000 fans on hand to watch, and Nathan Torchia was coming up huge early for the Raiders. Grand larceny on Matthew Ciolin, one of the best stops of the week. Soon after, Graham McCrory with the steal at the blue line. He was off to the races. Watch as Nick Davis pursues, applies the hook right there at the last second. It was tiny, but deemed enough to warrant the penalty shot. So in comes McCrory, and Antoine Bourdeau still looking for his jock after that move. Dipsy Doodle Dandy by GMAC. Raiders go up 1-0. The huge crowd was loving it. Second frame, though, the Royals hit back on the power play. Kevin Weaver, Vitali, boom goes the dynamite. What a blast to even it up at 1 apiece. Early in the third, however, a weird one. Markham fans on the clearing attempt. Fools our camera guy. That was me, by the way. Oops. Nolan Dano putting it home. That proves to be the game winner as G-Town sends the hometown hockey crowd home happy, taking down the Royals 2-1. A South Division tilt between St. Mike's and the Junior Canadians. Ryan Teverberg breaks the ice 3:43 in, slides it past Sebastian Labora to make it 1-zip JRCs. Just $1.30 later, though, Kobe Desmond cleaning up the garbage out front to tie it up, and then it's Ayrton Martino. Ugh, dirty. I think we might see that again in the plays of the week. 2-1 double blue. Second stanza, the JRCs equalize. Chase Spencer rips the twine behind Labora. 2-2. Third now, Connor LePage plays the members bounce off the boards and in. And that would prove to be the game winner as Les Canadiens come back to top their divisional rivals by a 3-2 tally. Okay, these two teams are sick of each other already. Third time in a week they'd faced off. Each had won a game. Burlington and Oakville, defending champs, draw first blood. Grayson Arnott, sweet wrister that beats Max Wright. 1-zip Blades. 9 minutes later, nice solo effort by Ryan O'Hara. Out from behind the net and in past Wright. 2-0 for Oakville in the driver's seat until the third period. That is cue the comeback with just over 5 minutes left. Keenan Stewart, top shelf past Will Barber, and the Cougars could smell blood. They cut the deficit in half, and then with just under $1.30 remaining, Joe Haltrop just off camera, but you get the idea. Blocker side on Barber, ties it up at 2 apiece. That would be the end of it. Expect these two squads to be at each other's throats all season long in the battle for Western supremacy. Very little separates them. Okay, the Players of the Month brought to you by Warrior, the official hard goods supplier to the OJHL. And in the Northwest, Harrison Israels of the Oakville Blades gets the nod. In just 8 games, the forward put up 19 points 7 goals and 12 assists, including 1 game winner. He's set to join the University of Alaska Fairbanks next season on a scholarship. Off to a great start. In the Southeast, Whitby's Ethan Doyle is the man. Ethan continues to lead the Fury in points, and in September, notched 16 in just 7 games, including 10 goals. Okay, the goalie of the month, and this is getting to be old hat for Georgetown's Nathan Torchia, who also won the award last January. 4th-round pick of the Oshawa Generals. He's been lighting it up for Georgetown. In September, he went 3-1-1 with a 1.35 goals against average and a shutout for good measure. 60-second Spotlight is brought to you by College Hockey Inc. College Hockey Inc., official partner of the Ontario Junior Hockey League.
Chris Ishmael, forward, Milton Menace.
Rebound in front, score! Milton Menace goal! Chris Ishmael!
What I bring to the ice, a 200-foot game, speed, high IQ, and some fun and energy with the boys. Being a new team in Milton, the fans have been nothing but amazing to us. They show up to every single game with all the energy and giving us a real boost in the games. We didn't start how we like to, but we're for sure gonna bring something hard for the fans. I think this team can really surprise some teams out there. We're a new, young team, but everyone's motivated and they're ready to go. We have the talent on the team, and we have nothing but a big heart here.
Shot high, the Milton Menace will get the win. Man, that is one fired up team.
This portion of the OJ Today is brought to you by Q-Collar, official safety partner of the Ontario Junior Hockey League. Hey everybody, welcome back to the OJ Today. Well, as mentioned off the top of the show, the town of Halton Hills was given a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity last weekend as it had been chosen as the host municipality to help launch this season of Rogers Hometown Hockey. Now, it put the community and the Georgetown Raiders squarely in the national spotlight, and the town came out in full force to support the event. Here's more on what went down.
Well, hometown hockey is, especially the season kickoff, being in Georgetown is huge for the community, and it's pretty big for our organization as well because the focus is on the Raiders. So with Tara dropping the opening face-off tonight, hopefully we have a good crowd and show our community spirit.
Raiders head coach Scott McCrory was hoping for a big crowd, and that's exactly what he got October 5th against the Markham Royals. With Rogers Hometown Hockey launching its season in Halton Hills, Georgetown's Mold Masters Sportsplex was the headquarters for the festivities. Inside the rink, the excitement was palpable as families filled the stands for the game Saturday night, with Hometown Hockey co-host Tara Sloan dropping the puck for the ceremonial opening face-off. While outside, thousands from the town took part in the celebrations all weekend long. Here were some of the sights and sounds from the fantastic event.
Go, Raiders, go!
Rory takes a move, takes on, he scores!
Yeah, what a great time it was. Stouffville in town to take on Whitby last weekend. Scoreless for a while because of some awesome goaltending. Connor McKenzie stretching to rob the spirit out front. At the other end, though, Damon Beaver, just as good, if not better. Oh, baby. Flashing the leather to deny Bryce Carrick. This went into the dying seconds of the second overtime where Andre Anania finds daylight behind Connor Mack. The Spirit grabbed the dramatic winner to take down the Fury on the road. 1-0. Whitby looking to bounce back against Trenton on Sunday, and they look good early on. Just a $1.28 in. Nathan Porter floats one in from the point. 1-0 Fury. Face-off losses, though, killing Whitby. Samuel Duchesne hammers home the point shot to make it 1-1. 2 minutes later, right off the draw again, Matt Nastasiak, kaboom. And the Jayhawks go up 2-1, but then it's the Warriors Southeast Player of the Month, Ethan Doyle, adding to his crazy goal total on the season, tying it 2-2. Second frame, though, Trenton nabs the winner, Jared Gerger. The ricochet comes right to him. He makes no mistake. The Hawks add an empty netter to take down Whitby 4-2. You know, if I ask Mississauga head coach Joe Washcorrect to come on the show once again to do our annual playoff preview in February, he's not going to be a happy man. The Chargers have missed the playoffs 4 years running, hence his desire to avoid doing it a fifth time. Now, Joe does a great job in the studio as an analyst with me, but he's an even better head coach. And the good news is the Chargers have been doing fantastic to start the season and are chasing first place in the South Division. They continued their strong play against Brampton last weekend. Just a couple of points separating these two squads in the South Division standings at the moment. This was a wild one. The home squad gets things going. 2-0-4 in. Thomas Harbour, nice feed out front to Keelan Froats. 1-0 Admirals. 36 seconds later, though, Missy hits back. Daniil Kuzmin hammers home the offering, and it's 1-1. 3 minutes after that, Devlin Shanahan rips it over the shoulder of Travis Smith. Saga up 2-1 at the break. Second frame, Matthew Drummond plays the ricochet perfectly. Makes it 3-1 for the Chargers. They would go back and forth after that, but Mississauga holds on for the 4-3 win over Brampton. Markham headed east to take on the Cougars in Cobourg. We pick it up late in the second, game tied 3-3. AJ Ryan lowers the boom and gives the Cats 4-3 advantage. Third period, the Royals take charge, though. Michael Andrews going the extra mile. What a feed to Ryan Rosborough. Knots it up at 4 apiece. And then it's Zach Sirota out front, getting tippy with it. Redirects it home to give Markham the big 5-4 road W. OJ News and Notes brought to you by Warrior, official hard goods supplier to the OJHL. And NHL Central Scouting came out with their preliminary list of players to watch for next year's draft. A ton of OJ alumni were on it. Here are the current players listed. Ryan Alexander of St. Mike's, Ryan Teverberg of the Junior Canadians, and Brendan Kennett of the Burlington Cougars. And OJ alumni updates. Cameron Wright, the former St. Mike's buzzer sniper, continues to be a rock star for Bowling Green. Now in his third year with the Falcons, he started the season with a bang, notching 4 goals in his first game against Miami of Ohio. Ashton Stockey, who had a great season with North York last year, started his NCAA career in a big way. The Mercyhurst forward, 2 assists in his first 2 games. He was named Atlantic Hockey Rookie of the Week. This segment of the OJ Today is brought to you by Troy Hockey. Troy, the official apparel provider to the OJHL. Hey everybody, welcome back to the OJ Today, and I'm happy to be joined for the first time this season by my partner in crime on the CHCH Game of the Week, Alex Bloomfield. Alex, how was your summer, first of all, and congratulations. I understand there's been a new addition to the family to tell us about.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. It definitely, that was the highlight of the summer for me. I mean, it's definitely been a big change, but if you hear that in the background, I guess that's what it is. So anyway, she's here, the daughter, so that's fantastic. It's been enjoyable. But yeah, she might have something to say during the interview too. I
already heard her when we were off air a little bit, so we'll see what happens, but we welcome it anyway. Congratulations, buddy. Today, what we're going to do is take a peek at each division and what's been happening so far. Let's start off in the Southeast. And let's look at 2 East squads really have separated themselves from the pack early on, and that would be Trenton and the Wellington Dukes.
Yeah, different look in this division with the realignment as well. It's interesting. It's just the 5 teams now, and different group as well. But yeah, Wellington and Trenton definitely emerging as the real top flight teams in this division. Wellington 6-0 at home, really tough to beat. Always there in the Duke Dome. Jake Gagnon was out as well, like top league scorer for the Wellington Dukes. So Wellington, watch for them as well. I think they're going to hold on. They're at the top of the division along with Trenton. Trenton is good again. Had a bit of a retraction year last year, but they're always one to compete as well. A great market for the OJ. 8 players over 10 points in the opening 14 games of the season. I think that's the most in the league. It's really tough to get that many over double digits that quickly. And I like their goaltending duo, actually better than the Dukes have. Anand Oberoi, Oliver Troop, one of the best in the leagues for the 2 of them. And Adam Kim's only played half the games for Trenton. So watch for Trenton to further, I think, separate themselves. But those 2 teams, the class of that division for sure. You know what? It's really hard to tell because those 2 teams are so good. I think Whitby and Coburg may be better than their records indicate because they have to play those teams so much. So just watch for them as well once playoffs come around and who they match up with.
Yeah, good point. South Division, going to be an absolute dogfight this year. Like the North, I think there's a ton of parity in the division. The Pats are leading the way right now, but hot on their heels include Joe Waskruk's Mississauga Chargers. Great to see them off to a strong start early on after a couple of tough seasons, but it's going to be really interesting in the South this year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely one. I think this is the hardest division for me to look at right now and think about what may happen come season's end. A lot can change, obviously, over the next couple of months before the major transaction deadlines. But Mississauga, yeah, that's fantastic to see. Second in the division out of the gate. I think they have made the playoffs 10 of the last 11 seasons, something like that. So this is really good news for them if they can stay in the heat there and end up in a playoff spot. But yeah, there's no one really weak. I mean, you look at who's last. It's North York, who was one of the best teams in the league last year, and I really don't think they're going to bottom out completely by the time the season comes to an end. So yeah, definitely a tough dogfight in the South. Patriots seem like the team to beat. I'll stick with them. I think that they are the team that's going to come out of that on top.
Well, North York, interestingly enough, rebuilding this year, but they've been very competitive so far. So yeah, they're going to be a lot of fun to watch. To the Northwest we move now. In the West Division, going to be a battle all year long. Oakville picked up right where they left off last year as the defending champions. But Burlington looking really strong. Georgetown, who just upset the Cougars last weekend after a transitional year last season, have been impressive out of the gate too. And Brantford's just got a ton of experience as well.
Yeah, the Raiders have struggled to score a bit, but man, when you have a goaltender like Nathan Torchia, he's been, you're fine. You can win some games like that, and so yeah, we definitely watch for Georgetown to hang around there or just be a third place team that's going to be tough to knock out. But yeah, Oakville and Burlington, definitely the teams that are going to be running down the stretch here. It was really interesting to see them play 3 games in the early going and basically solved nothing. You had one team take one and the other take the other by about the same scoreline, and they tied 2-2. So it's really tough to say. Oakville's very deep. Not as powerful, I would say, as last year. They're just a very strong, organized team. Obviously a new regime there with the Jamie Storr taking over. So different look, despite still being great as they were last season, but it's definitely a different feel in Oakville on the ice, I would say. And yeah, Burlington, Max Wright is going to hold them in there as well on the back end. Yeah,
and finally we move to the North Division, and I think it's fair to say with all due respect that it looks like the North is going to be the weakest of all the divisions, at least from what we've seen so far this year. Currently, only 2 teams over the 500 mark. Your Pickering Panthers have struggled out of the gate, and Aurora picking up where they left off last year, unfortunately, yet to win as of today.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I would agree with that. Having watched a lot of North hockey this year, they are the weakest division in general. Really interesting at the top with Collingwood basically feeling a lot like Markham did 4 seasons ago in their first year. Lots of excitement, a good squad on the ice that first year.
Great crowds.
Yeah, absolutely great. That's a fantastic story. But as far as on the ice goes, I don't think they're up with the other division leaders. So they've dropped back a bit from their hot start. Markham's right there, sort of the same as they've been for the last couple of years. A good team, but not great. And yeah, like it leaves the rest of the division kind of just scrambling for what's left. And Pickering's turned it around a bit. They had a pretty bad start, but they obviously 3 of the last 4 I think they've won now, so they're turning things around. They picked up some big additions, so I'd watch for the Panthers to hold on there. I mean, again, with Aurora playing the way they are, they don't show any signs of turning it around. You're basically battling for playoff positioning and trying to avoid that crossover game, which very well may happen again, West versus North. So that 4th place spot in the North may not be the safe one. It's who's going to get out of the 4th spot.
Alex, we only got about 30 seconds to finish it off. I was just going to say, though, we're going to see a lot of each other on the CHCH Game of the Week. It all kicks off November 30th, the OJHL All-Star Game in Oakville. Great chance for everyone to be on the ice at the same time in front of fans and scouts. It's going to be good, isn't it?
Yeah, we haven't seen anything quite like it just in the OJHL itself. We've seen it Eastern Canada Cup, a little bit of that. But yeah, really interesting to see how good the level of play is on the ice in this game. It might be very, very good, and see if it gets a little nasty even between the players out there. It'd be really interesting for an all-star game for sure, and obviously the prospect games too earlier in the day. Yeah, a lot of great stuff for that day to check out. OJHL.ca if people want to find out more about that. Of course, I will see you at the rink, sir, and we're obviously going to have you on again before then regardless. Thanks a lot, my friend. Sounds great. See you then. More OJ Today coming up in just a moment.
Don O'Hara out front to Lewick. Pass to Rick, they score! It's tipped home by Harrison Israels, and the Blades regain the lead.
This segment of the OJ Today is brought to you by Scotiabank. Scotiabank, the official bank of the OJHL. Hey everybody, welcome back to the OJ Today. Last season, the North York Rangers appeared to be destined for glory. For most of the year, they were ranked in the top 10 nationally and finished the regular season with the second best record in the OJHL behind only Oakville. Sadly for them, their postseason came to a premature halt in the conference final against Wellington. But the Rangers were a powerhouse squad to be sure. This season, NYR has a younger team that will have to scratch and claw for every win. But they like the nucleus they've assembled as they build towards the future. Here's more.
Backhanded over, Joey Maziarz. Backhanded over, easy picked off by Tyson Gilmore. Rinaldi gets a step, he works his way in, makes a move, scores! And the Wellington Dukes are conference champions, taking down the North York Rangers in 7 games, winning it 5-3.
April 7th, 2019 is a date the North York Rangers won't soon forget. After racking up 85 regular season points and cruising into the Southeast Conference Final, the Rangers went down in a dramatic Game 7 loss to the Wellington Dukes, a team they'd finished 21 points ahead of in the standings. Now, the Rangers seemed to have it all. The National Junior A Goalie of the Year in Jet Alexander, and a deep, talented veteran squad, but they fell nonetheless.
It was a tough series. It honestly could have went either way. You got to give them a lot of credit. They found a way in Game 7, but all in all, it was a good series, and we were, not happy with necessarily the result. We would have liked to go on all the way to the finals and won it, but it was a successful season for us and moved a lot of players on as well.
A new season brings a fresh outlook for the Rangers. There's been much turnover due to the departed veterans, and the squad will be a young, hungry bunch this campaign.
Yeah, we're very excited for the group we have this year. We're really optimistic with the players we have coming in. We have some very talented young players: Max Donahoe, Miles Perry, Russell Coca, to name a few. And we're excited in the fact that we can try to build something up again.
There's no question the youth movement is exciting, and it's a youngster, albeit one who's in his second season, who's leading them offensively. Cole O'Hara, 17 years old and committed to UMass on a scholarship for next season.
Yeah, Cole was, came into the league last year and really took a lot of people by storm. His ability to make plays and see the ice are, very elite and high end. It's his draft year. We're hoping that, he's going to at least get some NHL looks. He's an extremely talented and extremely skilled player and understands the game at a very high level.
Tyler Flack is one of the few veteran players on this squad, and he's been rewarded with the Captain's C this season for his continued strong play and leadership.
Yeah, he's an unbelievable player. I think the C for him was a clear option. He brings a work ethic every practice, every game, and I think the biggest thing is he's an easy guy to talk to, and he's always there helping.
Adam Panacci returns for his second season with the Rangers and has continued to add scoring punch, as has OJHL rookie Michael Pereira.
Pereira, he's a great kid, first of all. He's one of the quieter guys in the room, but he's one of the guys who just goes out on the ice and gets the job done. He doesn't need to say much in the room, he just leads by example, and he's a younger guy, and usually you don't see that.
The Rangers are well aware that the South Division looks incredibly tough this year and that they'll have to fight for every single point. But they believe as the season goes on, they'll find their groove. And when they do, watch out.
It will take us a little while, but I believe in our coaching staff. I believe in our leadership group. I believe in the returning guys. We can really get these younger guys going, and everyone will be able to just jump in right away. And I think we can do something good this year. I feel like we have a special group of guys in the locker room, and I think we have unlimited potential again this year.
Okay, OJ Standings brought to you by Jostens, the official ring and awards provider to the OJHL. Starting in the West, Georgetown has made up ground on Oakville and Burlington, sitting in third spot now, followed by Brantford, Buffalo, and Milton. We move to the North. Markham, slim lead over Collingwood and Stouffville, followed by Pickering and the winless Aurora Tigers. In the South, the Toronto Pats leading the way, followed closely by Mississauga, the JRCs in Brampton, St. Mike's, and the Rangers in 6th. And out east, Trenton and Wellington duking it out for first. Whitby and Cobourg trailing behind, as is Lindsay, with 2 wins on the season. The top 5 brought to you by Cliff Bar. Cliff Bar, the official energy bar of the OJHL. Number 5, Burlington and Oakville. Keenan Stewart gets the Cougars comeback going, slinging it over the shoulder of Oakville's Will Barber. Number 4, St. Mike's Ayrton Martino dances past Mason Piercy and goes shelf past Christian Mattiacci of the Junior Canadians. Number 3, Stouffville's Damon Beaver. Watch this stop. The second save too. Uber quick glove hand to Rob Bryce Carrick on the doorstep. Number 2, look at the effort by Michael Andrews here, going through 2 Cobourg players. From his stomach feeds Ryan Rosborough. Talk about going the extra mile. That was tough to beat, but we think Nathan Torkia pulled it off against Markham. Royals 2-on-1, but the Raiders keeper getting over, down and dirty for the utter larceny. He was just awarded the Goalie of the Month award for good reason. That right there is our Cliff Bar Play of the Week. And that's it for today, but just remember, you can always keep up to date with the league by heading to ojhl.ca. And of course, all of your social media options right there for you to explore as well. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see ya.